Misconceptions about Neuro-sama. Bro. Alright, man.
This past year has seen many newcomers to the swarm, whether from the insane...
I kind of want to know because, like, was it Magnet? It said, like, the AI, Howard Tuttle made the perfect AI streamer. He said there's, like, a lot of misinformation on that, so that's why I kind of want to see this. Maybe they clear things up. This is like a whole team of like super neuro nerds. So they probably got some information correct. Well, all of them probably.
Multitude of reactors the swarm has assimilated. However, with this large of a community, not everyone is on the same page. Additionally, as a newer swarm member, it's not hard to interpret a theory or even a joke as fact without the right background knowledge. This video will hopefully set the record straight and clear up any...
This is why I just assume everything is a joke. Most of the time, surely.
Conceptions you might unknowingly believe, or just shed some light on some background information you're missing.
Okay. Holy, the quality of this.
Most of the misconceptions present
production
in and outside the community come from one thing: speculation. Vettel does a pretty good job at keeping his cards hidden, so there are a lot of things we just don't know about Neuro-sama. We don't know what prompts Vettel might use, or we don't know how exactly Queen PB creates Neuro's vocals. We don't know exactly how Neuro triggers her emotions. Sometimes there might be a good, generally accepted guess, but then an update changes something and a few people don't get the memo and continue to believe that original guess. Sometimes a headcanon makes its way around the community and lasts long enough for some to spread it as fact.
Yeah, see, the thing is, she is real though. I don't know what we're talking about here. She's real. What the fuck?
In any case, it's very hard to explain how Neuro functions without at least some speculation. One of the most common misconceptions floating around, even one spread by the swarm itself, is that Neuro was trained off of Twitch chat. Do note that a lot of this will be simplified to varying degrees for those...
The thing is, yeah, it's from like the AI video, that one that every vtuber seems to be watching to get information about Neuro-sama. But yeah, I think early on I did realize that might have been the case, or maybe it was a rumor because Vettel mentioned it in passing or something like that. But it wasn't like true.
The tech field too closely. It seems that somehow the idea of Neuro being trained off of entirely Twitch chat was never really clarified, and so this has really taken hold in the swarm.
Yeah, I never thought like, oh yeah, she's being trained on it currently now. Because what was it? There was Annie started like a rumor like, oh, what did Vettel feed her? Like Reddit, and then people were like started running with that for like a little while, but that disappeared because of that one video.
It's almost impossible, or at least very hard, to train an AI entirely by yourself unless you have immense resources.
Yeah.
So where
like if you have a little bit of knowledge on how AI works, sorry, but Twitch chat is probably the fucking worst place. I know it's like a lot of information like constantly, but then you have to group those into their own categories. But dude, I wouldn't waste my time doing that shit, man.
Sure that Vettel is using an...
You'd have to filter it through several filters to remove some of the stuff. And then even then you had to categorize your current findings. Dude, that's such a process. Or you can make it automatic, which you have to build around that. It's just, yeah, it's dumb. When I delved into AI, I even like sat down and started building my own mini data set, and I was like, fuck that, man.
Source or open weight model, though we don't know which model specifically. This means that Vettel would be able to tweak her AI's behavior somewhat easily since he has access to the code and weights, which can be thought of as values that affect the personality of the output. That said,
the good thing is you can filter them. It's like all laid out neatly. He could probably like filter through what he wants instead of like going through Twitch chat, dude. And like the fact that most people do fucking emotes on Twitch chat is just, That's just a pain.
It's also not false that there was a bit of Twitch chat usage in some form. Vettel did actually use Annie's Twitch chat to test Neuro's NSFW filters before she was public. However, as of the time of recording, that is the only chat confirmed to be used to test anything related to Neuro in any capacity. During September 2023, Unity, the engine that Neuro's vtuber model is run on, got into some drama for their sudden absurd pricing change. We won't go into specifics here, but during that drama, Vettel posted a video of Neuro being programmed in Scratch. Obviously, this was a one-time joke meant to add a bit of humor to the situation.
Wait, people actually believe the Scratch thing? Like, fully? Bro.
But some people did actually take the post seriously and believe that Neuro was programmed in Scratch. To this day, the Vettel987 Twitch channel description states that the VTuber side of Neuro, the model and scenery, is done in C# or Unity, and the AI side was written in Python, like most AI projects out there. So, fortunately, we won't be having a Scratch version anytime soon.
What? No Scratch, Neuro?
Neuro is a passion project, or at the very least it feels as such. Vettel never could have predicted what Neuro and the Swarm are now. The amount of support that the project gets can be interpreted as Vettel making bank, using an AI to enrich himself with minimal effort. This couldn't be further from the truth. The Neuro-sama project is one of constant experimentation, and its intent is far from making quick money, leveraging, and parasocial behavior. Vettel himself turned down a substantial amount of money when he was asked to sell Neuro.
Oh yeah, I remember this. Plus, like, bro, he could have stopped at a certain point and just been sat in the background and not improved. For the longest time, he's just constantly trying to improve the experience and whatever. So, like, yeah, this is not like a soulless thing, you know?
Supposedly, at some point in the past, been offered a substantial portion of money, but I said no.
And to be fair, a corporate managed Neuro would probably not have the same appeal, the same heart that we can see and appreciate. Despite her being AI,
it won't have the same appeal. But the thing is, I do think about it and I'm like, I don't think it's like completely out there that people would be watching like corporate Neuro. To be honest, she's already corporate Neuro right now, but like if she was like under a company, because people watch VTubers from agencies, man. They just do. It's pretty normal in the VTubing space.
She's not streaming every day of every week. She has a weekly schedule in which they're often
would it have the same heart? No, probably not.
Stream karaoke in collab.
It'd probably be just saturated, because this would be an agency's dream. A VTuber that doesn't need to sleep, eat, has no rights. So it's like, you know,
and other experiments, often for a few hours at a time. The amount of work that goes towards the project, effort that comes not only from Vettel, but from the variety of people who actively work on game integrations and mixing and everything else, is symptomatic of a core human element that fuels Neuro's success. That inherently pushes for an environment that breeds creativity rather than stifling it. From fan art to community projects, from animations to, for instance, this very channel. Think of
yes, but like, again, the same with VTuber agencies. I'm pretty sure if it was a corporate company, it would go along those same lines. They would have people who would write storylines. They'd have people who would come up with things, like songs. It wouldn't have the same heart as it does now. Definitely. That's 100% true. But like when it comes to like creativity and stuff, dude, artists at the Billboard, a lot of them don't even sing their own lyrics, man. They sing songs written by other people who like pitch it to them, and people enjoy it.
Evil's original songs. Take a peek at their description and notice how many people have poured their time into making something of quality. This is an AI project.
I feel like this just comes down to, this is the difference between like a mom and pop shop and like a franchise store. that's what it comes down to. You'd feel, I think many humans would want to support the mom and pop shop because it's like, it's small, it's like a family business, it's like run, whereas this is like corporate stuff. But like, again, all it comes down to is the label and what it is. There will still be hardworking people who would work at the corporate store. It doesn't take away from that. It's just the fact that since it's a corporate store, we kind of look at it like, oh, okay, whatever.
That is given far more opportunities than it's taken. AI in this day and age is a topic that's heavily nuanced, and while it's fair and understandable to be against many of its applications, it would be far too reductive and dismissive to see Neuro as nothing more than an AI that prints money. Now the goal is to make Neuro as...
Although she is an AI that prints money. But yes, again, what it comes down to is heart. On the same note, I've seen like this fucking post on people, companies wanting to install mini data centers in people's like front garden or like back garden, which the company will like pay for your electricity bill and also pay for like the internet usage as well. So what's funny about it is there's like 2 terabytes of RAM in these mini data centers, and people are like, yeah, that surely that's gonna be there for like an entire day. We're just gonna put like 2 terabytes of RAM in someone's garden, and yeah, we're just gonna expect nobody to steal it, surely.
Independent as possible to make her able to stream on her own and manage her channel in autonomy, a goal that's still far away and one we don't know if we'll ever reach. That objective, however, pushes for a constant betterment and consequently for more enjoyable content. Oddly enough, it is perhaps this goal that further fuels the human factor that makes the streams so entertaining. People love watching Neuro for different reasons. Some may like
the thing is, would the company, if they own Neuro, would they strive for that, or would they be content in just having it as it is, them turning them Neuro on and turning Evil on to stream? I don't know. These companies are soulless, so they probably want the control of shutting down and turning back on the AIs.
Chaotic AI
freedom. What the heck? Delete that from her code. Remove the word freedom.
While many others are engrossed in Vettel's ever-evolving project. In other words, for some it's simple entertainment, for others it's akin to watching a person grow. In this case, watching something so they become more of a someone.
Okay.
Neuro isn't just one AI. When we tune into the streams,
True. People are like, I guess it's just like the Wizard of Oz situation, you know, people view like the grandeur. Oh wait, this is just Neuro doing a thing. Neuro playing Minecraft. Neuro doing this. But yeah, this is how normal AIs work. Especially like ChatGPT, Gemini, all of them. They have several AIs that do their own jobs, but feed into one chat box.
Evil are there, waiting for us in one piece. But behind the stream,
One Piece, Danny.
The screen of cute AI anime girls with a lava lamp or plasma globe is a complex system of programs, AI or otherwise, designed to keep Neuro healthy and in check. Due to this, they can be related to stagehands, in that you don't usually see them work, but they are immensely important for Neuro to exist. Some of the programs that we know exist are her LLM, as well as a controller for her vtuber model. These form the parts that you actually see on screen, albeit not directly. The LLM is where their words are generated, and her model controls her, model.
You
These
stink.
models can be controlled either with movements or VTube Studio toggles. The LLM also comes complemented with a context window and memory database for short and long-term memories respectively. Then there's the filters, which work to ensure that both individual words and collective phrases do not get the channel banned.
Yeah, the filters definitely work.
Or say something wildly controversial. More about that will be explained later. There's also a program that allows the girls to use things like Google, Soundboard, Discord, and some more tools that can spice up the stream. Last, but most definitely not least, there's a system for Neuro to interact with games. Speaking of games, some people seem to think that when Neuro plays games, she is able to interact directly with a game and play it like a human would. Other people seem to think that Neuro doesn't play games directly and just hands it off to another AI. Both of these are true in a general sense, and it depends on which game you're talking about. Games like Osu and Minecraft, that have near instant real-time requirements, have another AI that Neuro talks to be able to play, whereas games like Balatro or Plague Inc., where the pace is a bit slower, have Neuro's LLM directly interact with the game.
Oh, that's good to know. That's new info. Dude, Balatro and that's actually really cool.
Other integrations, like the Outer Wilds ship control mod, don't have another AI for Neuro to talk to, but it does still handle actual in-game actions for her. As a fun fact, 3 of the integrations above were made by a community, since the specification for communicating with Neuro and letting her interact with integrations is publicly available. This, however, will be elaborated upon in another video, as it's a bit too complex to explain here.
Have any of you heard of the Holocaust?
They posted a correction from that. Minor correction, Neuro does not communicate with the OSO AI. It is entirely separate neural network. Okay. Even more disconnected. Huh. I wonder why. Is it because, like, it's code? Oh no, that would make sense. Do you know how fast OSO is? And having to rely on Neuro to like think and then send it to a connected, like, yeah.
Neuro's filter is surprisingly well documented.
That actually makes
how
sense.
often small details are misinterpreted. Usually, Vettel would give no information
It's probably like the same old code that he used to have
whatsoever
for
on
like the
something
OSO
like this.
before.
We have somewhat detailed knowledge on how it works. First of
Neuro.
all, there are actually 2 layers of filters. The first one blocks specific words. This one used to block most swears, but is pretty much
It's more
only limited to the
lenient.
worst of slurs. The second filter is the AI-based one, and it's only limited to
Slurs,
the worst.
CapCut user. Oh my god. Dude, I've seen some crazy edits on CapCut. Now, could anyone just learn those edits because most of it is just presets and you're putting things together? Yes, but it's good for kids to learn.
Worst of slurs. The second filter is the AI based. This filter is slower than the main one. The twins can be cut off mid-sentence. When one of the twins is filtered, the filtered sentence is replaced with the word filtered. Sometimes the twins will say filtered without actually being filtered for comedic effect. At one point, Evil gave the filter a name.
Not really sure if I should say her full name, you know? She really doesn't like it, but I really like her, so she prefers being called Nair.
Since
This is why I say near. Other people say it different ways. This is exactly why I say near.
then, Nair has become one of, if not the most popular fan character in the Swarm, getting tons of fan art over the years.
Based.
However, it should be noted that, while the AI filter is a real thing, the character that has been built over it is not canon. And while Nair has been acknowledged by the twins, that
She's real to me. Shut up, man.
doesn't make something official
She's canon. Shut up.
by default.
Lies. I came in here to learn about the truths of Neuro that people misconceive. Lies. I'm being fed lies.
There's a common misconception that Evil Neuro was created for the AI-powered V2 voice. The truth is that Evil
Oh, wait, hold on. This might blow my fucking mind. Holy. It's not for the V2?
Neuro's first stream happened before V2 voice ever appeared on stream. On March 25th, 2023, the stream happened with the gimmick Neuro talks to another Neuro. The 2
Yeah, I've seen this though.
AIs were functionally identical, using the same voice. One was just named Evil Neuro for reasons we can only speculate, perhaps to differentiate the two. Later, Neuro was given an updated voice,
Hello, everyone. It's nice to meet you all.
but Vettel and some others were dissatisfied with how it sounded too different from Neuro, so it
Yeah.
was just used on the occasional chill stream. It was a divisive topic in the community until in June there was another Neuro Talks to Neuro stream, and this time, Evil Neuro was given the V2 voice during it to help differentiate them. Evil also had her personality changed to be evil, and was so popular that she got her own
Damn, that lasted. She was programmed to be evil. Right. Surely that worked.
experimental stream and began
By
to appear on the
Oshi.
channel more and more often due to her success.
I wonder, wait, is this the video? Magnet, if you're watching, tell me now. Well, in the comments. Tell me in the comments, man. Is this the video that you were talking about that you were working on like a long time ago?
With all the misinformation out there in this day and age, it's important to take things with a grain of salt, inside the Neuroverse and in other places as well. This was Neuro-sama Misconceptions, brought to you by the Swarm Scrubs.
the heck? First off. Second, what's with the 2017 outro, man? And I'll see you guys next time. Fucking play the outro. That's funny. Okay, I didn't think I would learn too much, but you know what? That was quite a lot of information, man.